we just talk about some of that and how the whole NFL is racist, bullshit, crap. We'll get into a little bit of that at the beginning, but mainly we're going to talk about we're celebrating Trump's 100 days in office and the accomplishments he's made. And today, the White House, again, just knows how to troll the liberal mainstream media. And they had a press conference this morning between Carolyn Leavitt and ICE Director Tom Homan. I've got some of those highlights for you if you haven't seen them yet. It just happened this morning. We're going to talk about activist judges again and how nobody is above the law. Right, Jim? I mean,
and
let's be honest.
And right now, a new addition that is do not listen to the polls that are out there, and we'll go into detail.
Yeah, we'll go into details about that as well. So that's so much more, plus our top 5 today. And this was, I think, suggested by Buckeye. I'm not quite sure, but last week, I believe so, was top 5 companies that no longer exist. No. They're I don't know what gyms are, so we'll see.
They're legitimate. Longer.
Okay, no longer, right? No longer. Not a single location is open, right? You've researched, you've done the homework.
There's I did. One of them on my list has an international store, but they don't.
No. So that plus so much more. Welcome everybody again on another amazing episode of what?
Live from the Patriot Prayer Network studios. It is 2 guys, 1 coup.
Thank you for not saying 2 guys and 1 coup like Rich did last week, but you know, he's a rookie.
Yeah, he's a good guy though. He's still a good guy.
He's a great guy. Yeah. Be right back.
Lost in the crowd, truth hides deep, bury in the noise. Left hand deals lies, can't stifle the choice. Fight back rage, flames in the night. No more chains, break free from the fright. Eyes clear now, vision in the dark. We stand up, never bow to the mark. We are the storm, we are the fight. 2 guys, 1 coup, bringing light. No more lies, no more games. Stand tall in truth, break the chains. They spit and scream, push buttons in the dark. Yet we rise, never crumble in the park. Paint our faces with colors bright. March ahead in the dead of night. Shattered dreams won't silence us now. Left and right mix poison in the vow. But we see through, we feel the beat.
Good morning again.
It's good to be back.
Jim guy. Good to be back. Yeah, isn't it? Jim
I saw polling and I saw that everybody liked Rich more than me. So I'm like, I can't let that happen.
Oh, well, you know the polls, so 50, going to be 59 this year. I've never once had anybody call me and say, hey, I want you to take a poll. Not a once.
No.
So don't believe them.
Never have. Either that or we just don't answer the call.
Yeah, no kidding. That's true too. An unknown number. I'm like, whatever. You're liable to hear screaming kids and all sorts of stuff because I'm literally, right down the road from Disneyland. And I don't know if these kids don't go to school out here in California. I'm not sure what happens out here, but yeah, they were up all late screaming, running through the hotel. It was great. Good times here. Anyways, Jim.
I think this was a compliment for me. Can't trust the polls, Jim. Example November. Haha. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to
see. That is a compliment. That was a very good compliment. I'm glad you're back to do the comments too, by the way, because I was terrible at it.
I love you.
Oh, we love you, Jim. Turner's so nice. I mean, I'm genuinely nice person.
Yeah.
Aiken and Buckeye, anything to say about Jim?
Did you see what Buckeye put?
Yes, I saw it. Yes, of course I see on X what you
he could never replace you. His love for him.
Potter doesn't come close. You're right.
There are some, like I'm not real geek about it, but you know, I'm on that next level down probably.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Maybe
let's talk about the draft.
Maybe I'll see Emma Watson out here for you.
There you go.
Right down the road from him. Yeah, let's real quick. I got to get into this draft. It's a couple things. So as everybody knows, Bengals fan Jim, Browns suffering, long suffering Browns lunatic fan Dale. First of all, Dylan Gabriel. Third round.
Draft
First
was
pick in the
going
third
so
round.
well.
Yeah, our draft was going well, stocking up picks, drafted some needs, did what we need. Now, listen, it's not always about need. I get that. Sometimes it's best player available.
Correct.
Hence, 5th round Shedeur Sanders. But Dylan Gabriel, I mean, I said this off air, Jim, but he's your height and you throw better than Dylan Gabriel. I don't understand that pick. I literally just don't understand that pick. And it ruined the whole draft for me. So literally, as soon as they picked it, I'm like, no. You had Will Howard there. You had Shedeur Sanders. Even if they thought theirs, I thought third round would be a good bargain pick there. I'm fine with it there. Dylan Gabriel.
No, that I
could have taken
not
Quinn
even
Ewers over Dylan
wasn't even
Gabriel.
in the top 7
No.
of quarterback.
No. I mean, they could have. He probably would have been drafted, but 6th, 7th round. Anyway, so that's it. And we want to get into kind of the whole Shedeur Sanders thing real quick about how the NFL is racist, absolutely racist for not
Love these
drafting him.
statistics.
And it was all sorts of colluding and all that. I mean, did anybody see the shit show that was Shedeur Sanders during pro days and the combines and all this? I mean, did anybody see all that stuff with Dion and all that baggage that comes with it? And, talented kid. Absolutely talented kid. He didn't draft him because he didn't fall because he was black. Right, Jim? So here.
Nope, he
Real
did
quick.
not. Well, somebody
know.
fell.
Somebody did. Go on, tell me.
Will Howard.
Will Howard fell. He only won the national championship, threw for over 4,000 yards, 6'5", rocket arm.
Closest thing to
Josh Allen
and
the draft had. Why would the Browns take him?
Yeah.
First of all, he's an Ohio State guy. They took Quinshon Junkins, which I'm shocked they took a Browns guy. I wanted Travion Henderson. But anyways,
but your overall draft was good. It's just
our overall draft was good.
Yeah, it's just the one.
Yeah, the 2 quarterback thing. Anyways, some stats.
You have 5 quarterbacks, by the way.
We got 5 now.
Because there's a comment here.
Yeah, we got 5. We got Watson, Flacco, Pickens.
Kurt's joining live again. So if you have 5 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks.
If you have 5 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. That's true. It's absolutely true. I mean, it just the list goes on with the Browns on quarterbacks. They just can't do it. But anyways, racial crap here. So the first round, 32 players, right? 25 in the first round were blacks. That's 78% black players. Yep. 6 whiteys. Okay. And then 1 that's other racial background. Probably, I don't know, Samoan. Who knows? What's going on there. That's the first round. Second round, 32 players drafted. 72% were black. 25% white. Third round, 84% black. You do the math. What's left? 16% white. It's not a racial thing, despite what the Shannon Sharps or whoever I think he's in trouble anyways now. But
he's got other issues. He's
got other issues. And by the way, hotel coffee, dog shit.
Yeah.
It's not a racial thing. Jim, what's your take on this whole Shedeur Sanders crap before we get
he dropped because of the look. We all sat there and we wondered why he was dropping, right? Because we're not these experts. Yeah. We're not inside. But like Dale and I were talking about, 32 teams did not need a quarterback. Maybe 6, right? We thought maybe 6. 3 definitely. But
definitely.
Maybe 6. They don't play basketball very often, but yeah.
They don't. Rich, the NFL is a joke. Agreed.
So the whole point is you started wondering what's going on. And then there's reports that came out that said a lot of these, when you get Shedeur, you get Dion. And it's just too much. Is Dion going to want to come in and coach? Is Dion going to want to do this? Is Dion going to want to do that?
Much to Aiken's comment here. Yep. Yeah, they're not just looking at player talent. They're looking at whether or not parents will be a headache to deal with. Nobody wants or needs that. Yeah, Dion's and
look at the video.
Polarizing person.
Look at the videos that Shedeur Sanders during his interview. He comes out onto this interview, and he comes out and says, if you don't want to change your culture and change your system, don't draft me.
Yep.
Okay, well, okay. So they're not going to draft you. And the whole video with him and Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Okay. When he's going up, hey, you guys want to do a song together? No, I play football. Don't you have any interest outside of football? I play football. Shador wanted to do other things. He has other when a team has a quarterback, especially. Okay, because let's face it, the quarterback is the face of the franchise. And oh, by the way, there's some pretty good black quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, true.
Right? I mean, they're pretty solid. Okay, so it's not racist.
Rich,
it's
I would
just
need a Keurig in my room. He says we make pods that you could take with you on trip for hotel. Well, what am I supposed to do with it?
That was pretty good.
I agree, but I'm not going to travel with my Keurig either. But
Rich,
I agree.
The last trip I went, I did just that.
Did you take a Keurig with you?
No, there's Keurigs in the room. A lot of the rooms I stay at have Keurigs.
This is those little pack things.
Oh,
crap. Yeah, no, it's not.
But anyway, we all know. Look, you look at all these grades and everything else when we come down, and we talked about this. Let's look at it from 4 or 5 years down the road. Let's see who did well.
Yep.
Okay, let's see, because who knows? Is the player in the right system?
I don't know.
Ask yourself that.
But as far as this, Sanders will end up being an entitled douche. I gave him 1 or 2 years, and one more. I just want to play real quick. Buckeyes. They need to just get out of this mess now, or this is going to be another stain on franchise for years to come. I mean, they're still stained from Deshaun Watson and everything else. But
now, look, outside of Dylan Gabriel,
$342 a night, Buckeye, for this hotel. Yeah,
the overall draft for Dylan Gabriel aside, Browns had, I thought, a good draft.
I did.
They had a pretty good draft.
I had a pretty good draft. They addressed some good needs there.
Now,
I think so.
A receiver and quarterback.
Who needs those?
Yeah, I probably would have. I would have taken a receiver over Dylan Gabriel.
Of course, we would have.
Yeah,
and that was an obvious choice there on number 3. Take a receiver, get somebody that can work alongside Judy and work alongside Tillman. Because I think Tillman can be a serviceable. I think he's good, but. Yeah, it's just crap. I like the pick. I like the Fannin pick. I like the tight end pick. I really do. Linebacker, just interior defensive lineman. Great. Stop the run. We need somebody there. Yeah, that's for sure. I think they did all right.
Years, the best running tandem. Probably.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. So, I mean, I think the running backs were a good pick. I don't have a problem drafting 2 running backs. The 2 quarterback thing. Yeah. And the one being Dylan Gabriel. Come on.
That was the one head scratcher. So
that's the head scratcher. All right, we're 15 minutes in. We're done with draft talk. Literally,
we could talk about it all day.
This could go because we got a lot to say about.
Because I have a problem with the experts.
Yes.
Right. Every mock draft, and I'm just going to say this real quick. Every mock draft had Shamar Stewart, who the Bengals took.
Yeah.
Had him going before 17 for Cincinnati, but Cincinnati picks him. It's a terrible pick.
Terrible pick.
I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I don't either.
But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Correct. Anyways, hotels are gross. Do an Airbnb or something along those lines. This is work related. This isn't on vacation.
For sure. Yeah, wait. I don't know if the expense.
I don't know if they allow us. I mean, I don't know, but we do things. Outside of this podcast.
Agreed, Buckeye. Yeah, Mason Graham. That's
I agree. That was a great pickup.
Even though he's the enemy, I think he's going to be a good pick for you.
Every time they pick a Michigan fool,
I love it. There was two moments that I thought I heard Dale. I could have swore from here in Indiana, I thought I heard him yelling in Florida, and that was the first pick with Mason Graham being Michigan guy, and the second one was Dylan Gabriel, the quarterback.
I was literally, I almost called you when they drafted him. I was like, fuck this, I'm done. But anyways, all right, let's get on to some political stuff. A lot going on. Trump's 100 days. I think it's officially tomorrow. They're kind of celebrating a 100-day week here, which is just driving the left and the mainstream media absolutely nuts. They can't take it. They don't know what to do. This nobody trolls the liberal media better than the Trump administration. Absolutely, in no way, shape, or form do they. I'm sure you saw this already this morning, but if you haven't, there's some new yard signs at the White House, Jim. Let's take a look at what these are.
Oh, that was so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool. So here, take a look at this. Oh, look at that. What are we looking at, Jim? There's no
Arrested.
sound. Arrested.
These are illegal immigrants
That were arrested, and the crimes they were
asylum
arrested
seekers.
for.
Not fathers from Maryland.
No.
These are
it's not
illegal
Maryland dads.
Yes.
Yeah, these are illegals that were sent back to their respective countries for them to do with what they want. That's all this was. There was 100 of them out there, and I mean, we're talking some like here, look at that: rape, murder, sexual assault of a child, another rape, another sexual assault of a child. What's this one here? Fentanyl, an illegal gun, murder. I mean, these are murderers. These are criminals. These are
the ones that the Democrats are upset that they're not getting quote unquote due process.
Correct. Yeah,
they are
correct.
Who they're upset.
That's who they're upset with. And I see that Oregon Democrat, Maxine Dexter, she's back in the United States without her lover boy.
Kind of weird. She wasn't supposed to come back.
She wasn't supposed to come back.
By the way,
what is this whole sitting on the steps thing?
Well, but Maxine, if you're gonna do a picture, that was did you see her picture for Congress?
Yes. I'm like, we played it. I think we showed it last week. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's a dude. It looks like a dude.
Yes.
I'm not sure. Yeah, this is absolutely
M's
insane.
dad, I have been
listen.
I have been trying to do this for months. Eddie from our network has been trying to get us to do this for months.
Sports.
I'm not the one you have to convince. Anyway.
Oh, really? Now you got a lot of time on your hands now?
I don't have a lot of time, but I can make it work.
Oh, can you? How can you make it work? Tell me when you can make it work. Let's get some behind the scenes talk here. For the listeners.
Let's move on
because you're our hero. You've been trying.
Let's move on.
Maybe not Friday. June am I going to miss on this? How many days just in June am I going to miss on this show?
That's a good point. Thank you, Buckeye. I love it when people pick
Dale,
on
make
Dale.
time. No, just quit my job. So.
Anyway,
stop taking care of my elderly mom. I mean, I'll just stop.
I don't even want to talk about the Dems on the steps again.
Oh no,
they're doing these protests, but nothing is talked about. Only going against President Trump.
What's the protest? I mean, I don't even know what they're doing.
They're having some guy in a Jewish, whatever those caps are they wear, singing a song. I mean,
it's a yarmulke.
was that it? A yarmulke?
Are you gonna call it a beanie? Look at M's dad. Oh, look, I started something. Hang on, guys. Let me make some popcorn. Yeah, I mean, guys? I'm going to tell you right now, and I don't mind spilling our dirty laundry out on everybody here, especially when it comes to Jim. So, literally last week, you were just bitching about like you have no time to get stuff.
Last week was a bitch.
Oh, okay.
Well,
but every week's a bitch for me.
I still would have made time for our audience.
You would not. You couldn't make.
I would have.
Did you make time last Monday and Wednesday for our audience?
Why couldn't you? You know the reason I didn't do that.
Why didn't you make time though, Jim?
No,
I mean that's simply what you got to do.
That. Let's
no, Jim.
Move on. Let's move on.
Make time. That's the important part. That's all we got to do.
You know why I couldn't.
Well, but that's an excuse, right? I mean, that's legitimate for you, but for me, it's.
I've been trying to tell tales for 2 months now.
Jim, I missed you last week. We had none of this last week. Look at you looking at your watch. You looking to make time now, or?
Yeah, you're boring me. So
yeah, you're boring me. It's not the listeners need to know the true Jim. And turn them
that's what I was looking at, by the way.
What?
Because Buckeye sent us something and it popped through.
Oh, well, look at it. Look at it while I'm going to play a video. Let's see what it says here. What she sent us. Sorry. Dun, 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 dun.
I thought you were going to play a video.
Oh!
Blame it on the rain.
Oh my God, it does. It looks like Milli Vanilli sitting on the steps. I'm like, such a good Photoshop. Thank you for saying that. Anyways, it was Booker and who? Brooks? I don't know.
Hakeem Jeffries, and then some other
Oh,
idiots
yeah,
that
Hakeem
out there with
Jeffries.
them.
Dollar store Obama.
They never have any. Have you noticed they never have any solutions? When the economy
that's
was
what most
in
people
trouble,
bitch do.
when the economy was in trouble in the previous 4 years, never said a damn word.
Never.
They never
said
said a word. So anyway,
didn't bitch about a price. Didn't bitch about
nope. And I've got numbers that I want to show, not exact numbers, but I've got numbers that I want to show that maybe these polls aren't. I'm not so sure
they're
we
not.
should believe them. Right.
They're not. Let's hear what Pam Bondi, who we all think has a permanent desk at Fox News, had to say about the yard signs and all that today. I know Pam Bondi. I know. At any rate, let's hear what she has to say about this. She was talking, I think, to Brian Kilmeade this morning.
Safer tonight, thanks to Donald Trump. Last night, Brian, what they did, so to back up, during the Biden administration, they received 170 911 calls to that club alone.
So it's about the club.
That club we were just watching, 170 calls.
We didn't get into that yet.
Wouldn't you think that would have been a red flag? Nothing happened. Guns, shootings, ag batteries, nothing happened. So under Donald Trump, DEA, FBI, U.S. Marshals, ATF, ICE, everyone went in together. DEA led this investigation, went in, got 115 illegal immigrants, aliens in our country, arrested them, 2 with warrants, 12 guns seized. So what would happen in this club is you would go in, security would give you a menu of drugs, cocaine, there's something new called pink cocaine, meth, you could go in a bathroom stall, get that, there was prostitution, all these things going on. And we just now identified a member of Sinaloa cartel was also in there. So
it's unbelievable. Now,
And
obviously, I'm having a little bit of
mention
Wi-Fi issues even here. So
12 active military personnel
were also involved. That's sad.
They were security. They were doing security for them. They were folks that that was the club they busted in Colorado Springs.
Colorado. Colorado. Well, of course, Colorado, the sanctuary state that it is. I'm telling you, ICE isn't messing around, folks. They just are not messing around. Do we have some comments over here? Because I don't know.
Buckeye posted.
Seriously, does she really do anything other? I know. I mean,
I do have a comment for that, but M's dad, the same as constitutional crisis hoax. Dems didn't say a word when we actually had a constitutional crisis because POTUS was clearly not in charge. I mean even more so now that he was not in charge. I mean, it was a pen.
Correct. Yeah.
How scary is that? A pen was in charge. Anybody could sign it. I want to know how many different people use that pen.
We'll never know.
I want to know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know that. So,
but Pam Bondi did come out on, I think it was Breitbart. I'm not quite sure. Now, again, I know some of us are growing impatient with her, but she did come out and say that, look, when things happen, they want to make sure they have everything, their I's dotted, their T's crossed,
I think they
to make sure nobody can walk away. They want to make sure everything is, here's what we got, here's going. So I
know that takes time.
I guess maybe we need to be a little bit more patient. But again, my biggest problem is we got a guy, 2 situations that can be done right now without any investigation. If this is true, okay. First off, Ilhan Omar married a brother. We've heard rumors, right? We don't, I'm assuming it's right because people in the main media are
the mainstream media
are saying that she's not suing them.
Correct.
If that's the case, that is illegal. You can't do that. How is she in Congress? Second, Adam Schiff, we already talked about this, presented a document that was actually a falsified document, wasn't true. It was made up. He presented it as evidence on the floor of the House.
And
those
Rich
are easy.
Rich says here, where's the Epstein list, Pam? Yeah, that Virginia Guthrie, what's her name? Committed suicide. I mean, after literally posting, like, I am not suicidal. Like she got in a car accident, lives through that, and then all of a sudden commits suicide. And now some of the other ones that were more vocal are coming out making videos literally saying, I am not suicidal. Like this is, if anybody thinks she committed suicide, you're crazy.
The
There's
thing that
no way
bothers
she
me is, did somebody get to the family too? Because the family is coming out and they're saying it was suicide. They're not saying that it wasn't. They're not. So did somebody get to them, or did she just have, look, this girl had,
I mean, she's been
through
traumatized. It's
hell.
not unusual that it could happen,
Yeah.
but for the love of God, I don't think so at all. I think
But
it's
who knows
bullcrap.
what happened after the accident? The accident, I do believe, I think there was some suspicious things there. Look, anybody who comes out to speak, this is going to shut them up. That's what this. So now, are we even going to have any witnesses now? Okay. Yeah. Can we protect the witnesses? Because there's people high up that are involved in this.
There is.
So how are they going to be protected? How?
I don't know. Here's a Buckeye, what she says on Pam Bondi. I get her keeping people up to date, but isn't that what spokespeople are for? Get in your office and get to work.
100%.
I agree. She doesn't need to do it. Tarna Heron, you got to wonder how many people have stuff that can be used to blackmail them as to why we haven't seen the list. And here, that's an interesting comment. And I appreciate you putting that, because it's not that you even have to almost have stuff anymore. With AI technology, it can make you look like you have stuff. Seriously, make you look like you have stuff. I mean, we know people that are focusing on this technology and digging deep into it, and the stuff that they do is unbelievable.
Yeah, Rich, that's what I'm saying. It's there's deep on. I'm not just saying it's all Democrats. There's
no.
Justice Roberts, I guess, was there quite often too. I mean, so we've got. Yeah, I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. I don't give a shit if you raped a child, because that's what it was. This was an underage individual, so that's rape, right? So, folks. Anyway, we've got to get this out, and we may never, because our witness is going to come out and speak. Are they going to?
Are they going to? Are they going to?
I know there's a bunch of them.
They're going to be
we
afraid
don't even
to
know their names. We don't know their names.
Correct. Let me get to a little bit of this White House press conference this morning between Caroline Leavitt, the White House spokesperson, and Tom Homan, the director of ICE. This is I got a couple that I want to play here, and this tells you all what you need to know. Of course, it's crazy when the mainstream media is sitting right in that room, and yet they'll never write about any of this. They'll never discuss it.
No.
And again, who on the left is watching these? If you firmly believe, if you're a Kamala Harris voter, if you firmly believe that, bam, I am everything against Trump, they're not watching this anyways. You know, they just aren't. They're turning it off. How many? We watched Karine Jean-Pierre because we do a show and we want to play those videos and we want to talk about how much she lied and covered up and all that other stuff.
Video I have to play of AOC, and I know everybody's ears bleed when I do it, but we have to do it because it
ears and eyes now. You know, I almost can't stand looking at her anymore. That was the only redeeming factor, was that you could at least look at her, but now can't even. But here's the beginning of that press conference, and then I got a couple more videos to play to that. Oops, do this, and I know I'm having some Wi-Fi issues and it's stuttering a little bit. If it gets too bad, I'll stop. But
kick off 100-day week with a focus on the president's historic effort to secure our southern border. Later this afternoon, President Trump will sign an executive order on law and order and another executive order on sanctuary cities.
Yay.
The first EO will strengthen and unleash America's law enforcement to pursue criminals and protect innocent citizens. The second EO is centered around protecting American communities from criminal aliens, and it will direct the Attorney General and Secretary of Homeland Security to publish a list of state and local jurisdictions that obstruct the enforcement of federal immigration laws. After these are signed, the president will have signed more than 140 executive orders already, rapidly approaching the total number signed by the Biden administration over the course of 4 years in office.
Well, okay. Are any of those going to be put into law? So
see, that's what we're running into right now.
That's what we're running into. and anyways, here's another video.
Joe Biden, it was his awful open border policies that recklessly allowed more than 10 million illegal aliens to invade the United States over the past 4 years. Innocent Americans like Laken Riley, Jocelyn Nungray, Rachel Morin, and so many others were viciously murdered at the hands of these illegal aliens as a result of Biden's dereliction of duty. That's why one of President Trump's central campaign promises was to secure the border and end this invasion. In just under 100 days, 99 now to be exact, the president has overwhelmingly delivered on that promise. America's borders are now secure because of President Trump. He has restored the rule of law, enforced our immigration laws, and defended America's sovereignty. The president immediately declared a national emergency on the southern border, deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion, and ended reckless catch-and-release policies. The results have been nothing short of extraordinary. Between President Trump's inauguration and April 1 of this month, only 9 illegal aliens were released into the United States, a staggering 99.99% decrease from the more than 184,000 illegal aliens who were released into the country under Biden during the same period last year. The number of unaccompanied illegal alien children arriving at the border has also hit a record low. Total attempted illegal crossings at the southwest border hit a record low in February, only to fall to another new record low again last month in March.
Yay. See how that's working? The policy is working. And that the left doesn't like that. They
90-10 issue, too.
90-10 issue. Correct. Well, I mean, if you believe polling.
No, this was before.
Yeah, this is
okay.
before.
This was going before the election when this was a big deal, right? This whole border thing was the reason why President Trump easily won.
Correct.
Easily.
Correct.
Okay. And I've got some numbers here later that I want to show you that I got off of Charlie Kirk that folks, it's staggering.
It's staggering. So. Rich asked this question, serious question. How have we gotten here? As we get older, are we more aware of things, or has our country really changed this much going towards a third world country?
If you look at some of the major cities.
If go look at any of the major cities, they're third world. It's a disaster. Drove through a couple while I was there. So, yeah. Hey, we got a new listener there. Do you see that, Jim?
Yep.
Again, is that something I put up there?
Yeah, I went through it.
Hey, Kevin, thank you for joining, by the way. I'm 63, live in Kansas City, Missouri, and I've been trying since January to get anyone to come in and get the illegals next door to me. I think we've talked to Kevin before. I think he's been on before once, but I've done everything I can do. The cops here laugh at me. Yeah, Kevin's been on before. I think I remember that because that's been happening for a while to him.
Yeah.
In Kansas City, Missouri. Who's in charge there? I don't know.
Yeah, look, we can the whole due process, and we've got some statistics that I want to show. Look, do I want somebody to go in and take a married couple that have done nothing wrong? Okay, couple things. Maybe they get due process verifying they're illegal.
Correct.
If they're illegal, they go. Okay, and if you have children that were born in the United States, you either leave them here, or you take them with you.
Correct.
It's your choice, but go and come back. Yep. They've given the opportunity. How many commercials have we seen where Kristi Noem's coming on there? Leave now and come back in the right way, and we can get you in. If we kick you out, you may not come back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Criminals won't be coming back in. So
correct. And so we get there. We move this forward, but
Kevin answered that question for me right there. A Democrat there, Kansas City.
That's what it is.
And that's where you have it.
And every town. These are illegals. We have to. They're not asylum seekers. They're not because there's a way to do that if you're an asylum seeker, right? Yep. They didn't do that. They just walked across the border. And look how many hundreds of thousands a year, or maybe even 300,000. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people in the United States die of fentanyl overdose. That was brought in because of the open borders. How many children have been trafficked because of the open borders? How many women have died or have been raped or families been killed by illegals that have come in here? Drunk driving. We just had that drunk driver that it was illegal that came out.
Correct.
The mainstream media doesn't want to show this.
Doesn't want to show it.
They want to give these criminals due process.
Yep.
They don't have the same rights we do, folks. They don't have it.
So here's where it gets sticky, though, Jim, because the Constitution says person, not citizen, right? That's seriously. And I'm not trying to be so
but they broke
the
law. They're here illegally.
They're here illegally. They broke the law. They came in illegally. The due process is equally be as we're removing you. So don't give me the due process thing, but just so you can't sit there and yell that the Constitution says citizen, because it doesn't. It does say person. They are people, evil people. So the process for this administration is to take them and get them the hell out. And that's their due process.
Correct. I just want to make sure
due process in the way we are.
Right.
But they have their process.
You and I are in agreement with, I just, when we get to the point where everybody else is being sent back home. Okay. Not everybody's going to be sent to El Salvador prisons, folks. They're just going to be sent back home.
Yeah.
I think they need to verify they're not actual citizens, right? We want to make sure they are actual
what do you think they're doing,
and stuff. And so that's their due process.
That's
in my opinion, that's their due process. Yeah. That is it. Okay.
And if they have a family and they're here illegally, well, you all get to go back together. There's no more separating.
Just to give you an idea, under Barack Obama, 75% of illegals were deported with no due process.
75% with no due process. Oh, that's racist.
Bill Clinton, 90% were sent and deported with no due process.
It's before they needed them as a voting base, and their sex and human trafficking and drug trafficking.
Tens of millions of deportations. Tens of millions of deportations.
Yeah.
President Trump's at 200,000 now?
Yeah. All illegals, all criminals, like illegal criminals we're talking about, not just illegals. We know there's how many, my God, I probably have seen 1,000 myself already out here. I don't know if they are or not. I can't, it's the whole stereotypical, you probably are. I don't know.
Yeah,
but the point is, they're not the ones they're coming after initially. That'll eventually happen, and it needs to. Yeah. But it's crazy. Right. Where's the due? There was no due process.
There was none. Not for them.
None. No.
Especially the ones who never even went in.
Correct. Who never went in. Let's hear from Grit Gear real quick, Jim. What do you say? Then I've got a couple Tom Homans, and we're going to get to all your videos. I don't care how long the show takes today. Do you, Jim? You in a hurry? You in a hurry today? Do you care how long the show takes today? Or?
No.
Okay, I was just going to tell you to make time for it.
My audience,
so don't matter how long.
My audience is important to me, and I'm going to do what they want. So,
did you? Yeah. By not showing up last week. Here's Grit Gear and Lock and Load. We'll be right back.
Rich.
Grit is defined as firmness of character, unyielding courage in the face of hardship or danger. At Grit Gear Apparel, we honor all military, police, fire, public service, and patriotic Americans, both men and women regardless of color, creed, or religion. Our brand represents the love and freedom for our country, the heroism of all our men and women, and the principles of what this wonderful country was built on. Our goal is to regenerate the sense of patriotism and to spark the American pride within us, to stand together in the toughest times and become victorious, to preserve all our freedoms, to honor our flag, and to respect the men and women who have fought and died for us to have these freedoms. Wear our brand with pride, with a sense of patriotism, and as a statement for the love of our country. Whether you're military, public official, or civilian, our brand is for you. Together we stand as Americans.
We do stand as Americans together. Lockandloadcoffee.com, gritgearapparel.com. Thank you, Buckeye. Thank you, Jim. And please go there. Support them. Rich, you guys all know them now.
Yep. Look at this gray shirt.
My God. I traveled with my shirt.
Yeah.
At least. I got my hat.
So, it's all right.
But, I travel with my shirt. Please go there, support them. And remember, please use that coupon code, 2 guys.
If you're coffee drinkers, folks, trust me, you will not. They have bold.
You don't want this crap.
They have medium. They have flavored coffee. You can get
bold
beans. You can get ground coffee. You can get pods.
Yep. And Rich talked about he talked about last week that he got that new roaster.
Yeah, it was cool. I haven't seen it run.
I did the coffee.
I did on the video, but I haven't seen I saw it when we were there.
Yeah,
but
he's pumping it out. So business is good, could always be better, like everywhere
and
else.
one quick
Go
thing I want
support
to add,
them.
folks, we
American
found out
companies.
something during the Warrior Shield special on Wednesday.
Yeah.
The numbers are up. They had to open up another bank of hotel rooms. At
So
the hotel is what.
and thanks our
canceled.
listeners for sharing
Yeah.
all that.
So
That's
and
all
it's,
thanks to you.
yeah, especially if you're coming.
Mhm.
But you're sharing is
Yep.
what I think is going on, and
Yep.
we
Yep.
just want to keep pushing it because we want to not only do we want to open up more hotels rooms for everybody, we want them to have to say, you know what, we got to move over to the bigger banquet room because this is going to be too small. That's what our goal is to do.
Yeah.
Helping our heroes, helping our
big
first
room, though.
responders.
Holy smokes.
Anyway, I just wanted to add, I know Wednesday's usually when we talk about it, but I just wanted to point that
talk
out
about it
because
every day. I don't care.
I thank Chance for saying that, and it's so we're getting the word out. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it going.
Yep. And thanks to all of our listeners too, and all of you guys sharing it on X and everywhere else. We appreciate it. That's the importance of following and sharing our podcast and getting the word out there. And that helps people to understand and know. And the episode did really well too, by the way, with Sean Holcomb and all that. So it was great. So we appreciate it.
So I've got some numbers here I want to say for what illegals are costing us. So I know the Dems are trying to scare everybody. Our listeners and people like us are too smart. Oh,
by the way,
great job.
M's dad got his Grit Gear shirt on today. Best t-shirt I have. Love it. I agree.
They're great, aren't they? They wash well. They wear well.
They do.
And they're fantastic.
I just need more hoodies. Go on.
So illegal so far. When you hear the administration saying that there are going to be cuts within Medicaid and Social Security, okay, there's a difference how the Democrats lay it out, and there's a difference with reality. Okay, Medicaid and Social Security fraud. Okay, here's an example.
Yes,
this was from Charlie Kirk. 3,920,000 illegals were given Social Security and Medicare in the last 4 years. Think about that.
How much?
3,920,028 illegals were given Social Security and Medicaid last year.
Jesus. Unbelievable.
Each of them received $2,000 a month.
What?
Equaling $1 billion.
Okay. I'm like trillion.
Almost two.
Almost 2 billion
per month.
Per month.
When you take the 2,000 times the 1.9, or the 3.9, 1 billion.
Holy smokes.
1.9.
That's what it costs us.
That's what it cost us as taxpayers. So when you hear they're going after Social Security, going after Medicaid, that's what they're going after.
Correct.
Now, there's no way to recoup that.
None
whatsoever. But hey, the judges all of a sudden that we have out there.
Wait, let me play. Can I play a Tom Homan video real quick?
Yeah.
Sorry. I know. Then we get right to the judges. I just want a couple. I want to hear from him real quick because he's just a national treasure as well. So
Trump's policies are saving lives every day. There's been studies done that says 31% of women that make that journey through use of cartels get sexually assaulted.
They don't care about that.
When President Trump has illegal immigration down 96%, when 96% less people are coming, how many women aren't being sexually assaulted by the cartels? How many children aren't dying making that journey?
It's going on deaf ears.
How many women and children aren't being sex trafficked into this nation? How many known suspected terrorists aren't making it into this country? How many pounds of fentanyl isn't getting to this country to kill young Americans? How many women and children aren't sex trafficked?
Crazy. How many? I won't play another one because I am having some of those issues. I don't feel like I'm having it. I don't know why.
It's just sick, man.
It's sick. But they won't report it. That doesn't matter to them. It doesn't. It's all about
mainstream media wants to report about the tariffs.
Yeah.
What it's doing to the economy, which by the way, should be doing nothing yet.
Yeah. Should be doing nothing yet, but nope, that's not how it works. Not when panic mode is set in. It's unbelievable. Jim, go ahead. Let's get into some activist judges.
The judges, the two biggest judges, right? The first one in New Mexico, there's no excuse. If anybody is caught defending these individuals, the husband and the wife, the judge and his wife, then get the hell out.
Yep, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
This judge destroyed evidence on his phone of the Trendiagra, however you pronounce it.
Very good. I think he did well.
They had a video of the guy that was living with them, okay, in his house, decapitated victims on his phone.
Yeah.
They destroyed the phones.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't even defend them. Okay,
and they
the hell out.
Yeah.
The one in Wisconsin, ICE shows up.
Yes.
Tells them after you're done convicting this person of domestic strangulation.
Correct.
Okay.
With the witnesses there.
So after being lectured by this judge, the judge let the criminal and the lawyer sneak out back.
Yep.
And you see who the Democrats are fighting for.
Yep. That's who they're fighting for.
Not the people who were strangled by the guy.
Oh, no. No, that'd be the right
thing. The
guy
himself. Yeah. Because he's another, possibly a father. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah, he's a Wisconsin man.
But I'm telling you, these people are insane. They have gone completely over the edge. I want to read what Nazis are.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I'm going to read this to you, and you guys tell me who this sounds like. You ready? Nazis are National Socialists who tore down statues.
Oh.
Banned free speech. Blamed economy hardship on one group of people. Instituted gun control. Put state before God.
Oh.
Nationalized healthcare. Place strict government regulations on industry. Damn, President Trump.
Who does that remind me of? Well, it's clearly Trump and Elon Musk.
None of that. So this is how stupid these people are. Most of them are being paid to show up to protest. Okay, they're being paid. They have no idea. This is why we say they're Dale. We give them too much credit when we say they're ignorant.
Oh, they're just playing.
They're stupid. I mean, and to have Crockett, who is their head of their Democratic Party right now, she and AOC, call Elon Musk stupid and an idiot.
Yeah. Not only that, is the Nazi thing work anymore?
No,
I mean, is it literally?
Not, but they still use it.
Oh my God!
Look, guys, this is they're using the polls. The mainstream media have lost their power, and they're mad because it's our fault, MAGA and Trump. It's our fault that they're doing it because we're like moving away from them. Podcasts are more watched. Not necessarily ours, but all podcasts are more watched than mainstream media.
Ours is by far. Yeah.
And so they're mad. So these polls that are coming out, don't believe them. Yeah. Don't buy any of it because let's use some statistics right now. Okay. Anybody, did you see the housing numbers for March?
Yep.
New houses are up.
Yeah.
For the third consecutive month under President Trump's administration.
But tariffs, Jim.
Does somebody buy a house if the economy is bad? No. Gas has gone down. Gas is down.
Yeah, it's down
once
everywhere.
You get to the holidays, it goes back up. But for the most part, it's come down.
Yeah.
Okay. Egg prices, everyone always complaining about it, are down compared to where it was under President Biden. Yet the polls show that Trump is losing our support.
Yeah. There's so many of us regret voting for him. I never got that phone call for that.
So they're
poll.
doing the poll
to
make it look like, holy shit. Now, we hope our listeners, and I don't think they are, but we got to talk to our fellow independents, our fellow moderate Democrats, and us MAGA people. We have to convince everyone, don't believe the polls. Don't buy them, because one, you don't know how the questions are phrased, right?
Correct. It's always the case.
Just the way you answer the question or ask the
always
question.
The case.
Done. So don't fall for any of this crap. We know the economy is better than what they say it is, but isn't it kind of amazing? Economy's doing better. Stock market's not. Under Biden, the stock market was doing really well.
Oh, the billionaire wealthy Wall Street guys.
I don't have to be a Scott Bessent to figure this out, folks.
No, correct.
Okay.
Who is by far one of Trump's best picks, I think, ever.
between him and Lutnick and Stephen Miller, they're the smartest people in the room wherever
Marco
you're at.
Rubio steps up to the plate for sure.
But I'm just, you know, those three are, you know, when it comes to finances and stuff like that, they're the guys, right? So anyway, guys, just we got to be careful because they're trying to divide us. They are, and they're sending. Look, just wait, folks. They're now more and more politicians and black leaders are asking people to go out and just protest everything. Just go out and cause havoc.
So
cause this.
We went from activist judges, and you were going to play something. I think maybe a couple clips.
I got
from
off
some
topic
Democrats.
again.
No, that's no, because that's going to translate into we're going to talk about the tariffs a little bit and all that. And,
activist judges, folks. Here is what AOC said. If everybody remembers when Texas was going to do the ban on the abortion pill, or looking to do the ban on the abortion pill, and a judge stepped in and said, "Nope, you can't ban it, or you can ban it, or whatever the ruling was." But I've got two videos, one from AOC and then from Chuck Schumer. Pay attention to what AOC says about stacking the courts.
The news this afternoon, a couple hours ago, what did you think?
Well, you know, I think rulings like this, and I think we've seen from the FDA and also from activity.
Doesn't she look so intelligent?
In Congress, that some of these rulings, I think we've been preparing and anticipating for there being these egregious overreaches by members of the judiciary appointed by a right-wing Republican Party whose goal for a very long time was to just pack these courts with partisan judges, often underqualified or completely unqualified for their role.
Now, remember that statement.
And so there has been thought, I believe, given to this. Senator Ron Wyden has already issued statements, for example, advising what we should do in a situation like this, which I concur, which is that I believe that the Biden administration should ignore this ruling. I think that we
ignore the judges.
Ignore the judges.
The courts
That's a good idea.
Have the legitimacy, and they rely on the legitimacy of their rulings. And what they are currently doing is engaged in an unprecedented and dramatic erosion of the legitimacy of the courts. It is the justices themselves, through the deeply partisan and unfounded nature of these rulings, that are
I'm getting dumber by the minute.
Their own enforcement.
So you're saying the Biden administration should ignore this court, but what does that look like? What does that actually mean?
You know, I think the interesting thing when it comes to a ruling is that it relies on enforcement. And it is up to the Biden administration to choose whether or not to enforce such a ruling.
Wow.
So
AOC 2028.
Okay. So anyway, now, have you ever heard anybody talk so long and not say a damn thing?
No, that's why I said I got dumber by the minute.
Okay.
Every time she opens her mouth, I feel
guys,
stupid.
now listen to what Chuck Schumer said recently.
Those who believe that we are in real time living through an assault on the constitutional order. Do you believe that we are in a constitutional crisis right now?
Yes, our democracy is at risk because Donald Trump shows that he wishes to violate the laws in many, many different ways. The good news here is we did put 235 judges, progressive judges not under the control of Trump last year on the bench, and they are ruling against Trump time after time after time. And we hope that the appellate courts, when it gets up there in the Supreme Court, will uphold those rulings. They restored the money to NIH. They required that 8,000 federal employees have to come back.
That didn't happen.
We're in over 100 lawsuits against them, and we are having a good deal of success. It's only at the lower court level right now.
Okay. So, so they stacked with progressive judges. Anyway.
That's
Folks,
what they did.
You know it. We're smart. You guys are smart. You can figure it out. It's not my way, so I'm going to do this. And again,
I like that one better.
The only people doing well right now are lawyers.
Yes, of course. Of course. You want to hear some comments here real quick? There's a ton. There's a ton, Jim. Having to do this.
Put a 1, 2, and a 3.
Yeah, I'm putting it up there. 3 rules. 1, believe nothing that you hear and less than half of what you see. Always a good rule. Number 2, know the difference between the story and a story, which is everything you see on the mainstream media. Number 3, if you didn't hear it from the horse's mouth, don't listen to the ass who said it. Agreed. There's another one. AOC is leading because of ulcerative colitis.
Okay,
that's a good
one actually.
Yeah.
Coming from the guy who eats raw hamburgers.
Yeah.
They're horrible people, folks. Their way of life is being threatened.
Yep.
Okay, so instead of coming to the middle to join in actually helping the American people,
Correct.
they doubled down on the issues that got President Trump elected to begin with.
Of course,
this is how stupid they are. Now, look, has Bernie Sanders and AOC attracted a lot of people to their events?
Sure.
Yes. Okay. Were they paid? I don't know. How many were paid? How many? I have no idea. But remember, there was a large number of people that did not vote for President Trump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're going to get people to show up. Bernie Sanders has always had a big following. We have a bunch of socialists that live in this country who don't want to pay for student loans, who don't want to pay for health care at all.
They want to rely on the government.
By the way, I do admit our healthcare system is broken. We do need to fix it. But giving free health
socialized medicine is not the fix.
Yeah, and first off,
it's insurance companies and big pharma. They're the cause of all of this.
Don't give 4 million illegals Medicaid.
Well, that's a good start.
That's a good start. Okay.
Yeah, but if you take that away, then Trump's cutting Medicaid. That's the news. He's cutting Medicaid. He's cutting. That's what they're saying. Buckeye put this up here. Notice the protests are only in blue cities. These libtards won't do it in MAGA America towns. Yeah, and risk FAFO. You got that right, Buckeye. Yep. It's always in the blue cities. It's an easy pickings,
and it's always the same. People.
Yeah,
have you noticed that?
Yeah. AOC and Bernie has some decent crowds. M's dad said, "I'll give them that." What they are not doing is bringing new people. Correct.
Excellent.
Yeah,
and that's the point we're trying to make. There's people that didn't vote.
Yeah, there'll be 60 million that'll vote for them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still 60, 70 million retards in this nation that will vote for them. So,
we as MAGA and conservative people are fighting a battle that is, we have to win the midterms, folks.
We have to,
because how many they've
already come out and said they're going to impeach him. Schumer said it.
If they take back the House and Senate.
Yep, and I firmly believe that. Jim, let's hear from you.
First of all, the only way to do that, guys, is this. We need the Supreme Court because Senate's not passing the Real ID bill to vote for federal elections. They're not going to pass it.
Yeah.
So the Supreme Court needs to come out and say, this is common sense, folks. We can't have illegals voting in this country, especially the ones that have only been here a year.
I don't trust that happening with this Supreme Court.
We gotta that has to get done right now.
Yeah,
because they're planning something.
Oh yeah, they are. Of course they are. Shopwithamerica.us. Let's hear from them real quick, and then we'll be right back.
Welcome to Shop with America, where the emphasis is on America. Our movement is to switch away from your shopping with the big box stores and the mega corporations back to supporting family-owned, made in America. We've been giving these big box stores our money every day for years. But what's happened is they've forced many small businesses to shut down. We call this the illusion of choice. We see all these products in these stores, but in reality, it's only a few companies that control it all. There are thousands of lawsuits for health damage because they put profit over our people. But there is another choice. We found a better way. There's a family-owned American factory with product integrity and have always done things the right way for the right reasons. And this company outperforms the big box stores. That's due to their month-to-month shopping club. They make everyday consumer products that we all use and buy again and again, like toothpaste, shampoo, coffee, and organic beef. Go to shopwithamerica.us today.
Yep, go to shopwithamerica.us today. Buy American. Go check them out, people. American-made products. Join their club if you want. Investigate it, at least do that much, and then see if it's for you. All products are made in America.
Yeah,
so please go do it.
If you guys want to make it, quicker, on X, you can DM us at 2guys1coup.
Yep.
Go to X, direct message us.
Yep.
With your email address, and I can send a link to you.
Yep. That's it.
And it'll take you a little bit. It'll be a little quicker process. You can get to it. You can you start getting going and look. But I can't stress enough. It is 100% American made products.
Yep.
And I guarantee you
don't have to worry about tariffs.
Yep. Yeah. That's the other.
I want to read this tweet that I just saw during that break there. It's from the Five's resident retard, Jessica Tarloff. She goes, the Trump administration's response to deporting a 4-year-old American with cancer put up yard signs. Can somebody tell me where this 4-year-old American with cancer is coming from? Was he part of a family of deporting people? I'm sorry, people in other countries get cancer. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I feel bad for everybody, right?
Yep.
With cancer, especially a child. This wasn't their choice. Their father, mother, parents, whatever, decided to come here illegally. Something happened. If that's the story, I'm just speculating because I don't know much about it. And they send them back to their country where you can, if you want, get cancer treatments. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's happening over there.
Yeah.
But, Jessica Tarlow, such a.
By the way, the child that was sent back wasn't sent back.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm saying. I don't know much about the story.
Parents were sent back. The child had a choice to stay here with families legally or go home with your parents.
Yep. What the child
parents took her home.
So the parents made the decision.
So
which the parents' rights to make that decision.
The way the left spins shit. The 4-year-old was not deported.
Correct.
The parents were deported. Anyway.
Mini ball. Sorry, I've been so quiet. Too many interruptions in I don't want to do anything today. Yeah, that's fine. I'm glad you're here listening. We're welcome again. Yeah, that's incredible. Jim, do you have anything else to play as far as videos? You want to play a couple things?
I want to play a couple things before we get there because I think it's important.
Yeah.
Scott Bessent, who again, one of the smartest men in the room, wherever he's at. Folks, just listen to what he did on Meet the Press, I believe.
Meet the Press.
Here we go.
At the some of the things that are being published, there was a story 10 days ago that said this is the worst April for the stock market since the Great Depression. 10 days later, the NASDAQ is now up on the month of April, and I haven't seen a story that says, "Oh, stock market has biggest bounce back ever." So
it certainly has gone back and forth. Let's
I think a lot of this is media driven.
And you know how quickly she wanted to change the subject.
Oh, she sure did.
So now, folks, I want to play this because I've been waiting for President Trump to say it. Bessent has said it. Lutnick has said it. But President Trump hasn't. There's a reason he wants to do these tariffs. There is a reason, folks. Listen up.
Possible we'll do a complete tax cut because I think the tariffs will be enough to cut all of the income tax. Now, we have a lot of debt that's been left to us, unfortunately, over many years. We'll take care of that. But the tariffs, if people only understood the tariffs, we're going to be giving people of this country a tremendous tax cut. And we're going to start with people making less than $200,000 a year.
Which doesn't affect us, Jim, but it will affect some.
And it actually does affect us. But folks, that's what the whole point of tariffs are at, and they got to keep pushing it. Mainstream media is not going to play that.
Correct.
They're not, because tariffs are bad, right? Tariffs are bad. And then of course my Rand Paul, who I agree with him 95% of the time, says no, tariffs should not be done by President Trump. We have to do those because they're basically taxes. Then why haven't you done it? President Trump is doing everybody's job for them. So now the Congress and the House and the Senate, all of a sudden, well, he's overstepping his bounds. Because you haven't done shit. So get these tariffs. Rand Paul, you and some other senators get together, some Democrats. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take president's suggestions for tariffs. Here's the way it's going to be.
Correct.
This is it. Then put it into law. It's that simple.
Em's dad said this. The producer was yelling at her to interrupt. No doubt.
Agree.
No doubt. Or she was just being made to look a fool again and wanted to move on from it. Trump's goes and yes, completely.
Folks,
which income tax
Woodrow
is
Wilson's
illegal to begin with. Yeah.
Woodrow Wilson's the one that put it in there. Tariffs, we're paying for this.
Yep. Correct. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely true. Jim, anything else? Who is this? Yeah, Scotty's mom. put in their own pockets.
What they're going to do.
Yep. Thank you, by the way,
I think
for
something's
joining.
wrong with Nancy Pelosi.
What do you mean? What's wrong with Nancy?
Watch.
The name of this, our namesake of the city of St. Francis. I don't know whether he took it because he didn't take it because it was San Francisco. We in San Francisco, who had a visit from His Eminence from Chicago, Kupich,
is this real?
I did not.
Well, why he would say, because you named several things, and one other that I spent a good deal of time chatting with him about, and it was a great communication that was well known in my city of San Francisco.
Her cognitive skills are just fine. Ask the media.
Guys,
what?
I did not have any internet issues.
That was her. I thought, that's what I thought. That
During
sounds like my videos
on ABC News. Now, maybe she was.
What does it
maybe
say?
She
Nancy's
was
drunk, like Saturday Night Drunk. Wink, wink. Yeah.
Maybe she was. Oh, thanks, Shanna Marie, for joining.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
And I don't know, folks, but I can tell you right now, there are some cognitive issues in the Democrat Party, as well as the Republicans.
As well as
Mitch McConnell needs to go, and he is going.
And he's going.
Okay, he's going.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Buckeye. Yeah, our country was run on terrorists before Wilson and all these entitlement programs when we were our wealthiest as a nation, by the way, in case anybody wants. What did Emstad say? Oh, here. Oh, sorry, Jim. Go ahead. Is this a sober Nancy? And we've been seeing drunk Nancy. Maybe she is off, maybe she's back on the wagon and that's her normally. That's why she needed this.
They
stool
let her
softeners
talk.
and vodka.
They just let her talk. They never tried to interrupt her. I mean, are they trying to? Honestly, because they want to get rid of the Schumers. They want to get rid of the Pelosi's. They want to get rid of them.
They need that progressive left. They need
which
the
I
AOCs
want.
and the Crockett's and all that.
Which I want.
Jim, again, there's 70 million retards in this nation that's going to vote for the AOCs and the Crockett's and all those people, Female milk chillers.
Thank you, Denny. That's a new one, I think. So,
dear water boy.
So anyway, this is what we're dealing with, folks. I can't. Yeah, and thanks, Buckeye.
Spelling it out again.
Yep.
Letter by letter.
Anyway, that's the Nancy Pelosi. They still question President Trump's mental acuity.
Yeah, of all people, that's who they question.
Is nonstop.
Oh my God, Jim, he wore a blue suit he was the only one to wear a blue suit to the Pope.
You know why he wore a blue suit?
And he wasn't the only one, by the way.
Right.
Yeah. But why did he wear a blue suit?
It's out of respect. It stands out. It's more appropriate than a black suit if you look at the reasoning why
I wore a blue suit to my dad's funeral.
Yep.
Am I terrible? Am I what since
when
anything
nothing? I want President Trump to do one thing for me.
I want them to say that oxygen is so good for us because I want the Democrats to put bags over their heads.
I truly want him to come out and say, I am passing a bill that children are going to be allowed to be given sex changes at any time. I know. You're going to hear the Democrats come out and say, oh my God, that's terrible. You can't do that. I would love to see it because again, he put on his, this is great. He put on his store, his online store.
Yeah. Trump 2028.
2028.
God, I'm telling you, nobody knows how to troll him better than him. The ultimate troller of the liberals is President Trump. It's unbelievable there. Jim, what time is it, dude?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, number one draft pick of all time, Joe Burrow.
Number one, what?
Draft pick of all time, Joe Burrow.
Anyway. We knew that. Me and Jim. Yeah, if you'd have listened to our show last week, Jim,
I haven't had a chance yet.
Why? Make time, Jim. Make time. Just make time.
Had nothing to do with me.
Oh, you didn't support our show. I see. As all these good listeners and our great listeners do. You, of all people, didn't.
I gotta go up because Rich put his. Okay, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, but we don't. We don't go to theirs
mine
yet.
First. I
We
get
got
it. I
Aikens
just
up
want to
there.
get it ready so we don't forget about his list.
Yeah. Well, okay. Where did Rich put his?
It's up there. I got it. I've got it on mine.
I've got
Okay.
Aikens. I don't see
Yeah,
Rich's.
his is way up. He put it up.
Oh, jeez.
Just
No,
okay, he
always
posted
early.
11:30. Okay.
Oh my
so-
gosh,
so
Rich.
anyway, I think Rich was ready for us to be done. Is what I'm thinking. So
Probably.
okay.
Jim, your top 5. So here it is. Top 5 company.
Oh, I didn't.
S no longer.
Companies no longer.
Look. Please don't change that for a minute, guys.
It didn't
look at the screens. If you're not watching and you're just listening, take a minute. Look at the screen. Top 5 company is no longer.
I did this in a hurry.
Did Nancy Pelosi do this for you? You did it in a hurry. Why, Jim? Because you don't have time?
No, I didn't make time.
Are we learning anything here today, people?
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Number 5, Pontiac.
So that was going to be in mine.
Only because, and look at, man, I did not look.
Top 5 companies no longer.
It's Spanish, I think. Companies no longer.
Yes.
Well, that was a little. That was Japanese, or that was Spanish and French.
Spanish.
There, I think
Look
I
at
just
you.
did.
Jim's an illegal.
Anyway, but I say Pontiac because Grand Prix was the first car I ever bought. When it changed the model, the initial, I loved it. It was black, red. My wife,
favorite
she's
is the
listening right.
67 GTO convertible. So,
yeah, but see, the Pontiac had great cars, and of course, we don't make cars in America anymore unless they're electric. But anyway,
yeah, no,
or the convertible.
Correct. Now, Pontiac was going to be on my list. I'll tell you why I wasn't after when I do mine. But go ahead.
Circuit City,
great one. Shame. They really
now
just
this is the
screwed up
one
there.
that has small stores online, but they're not. They all closed down in 2009. Goodbye, see you later.
Correct. Goodbye, Circuit City. Done.
So number 3, where kids
a lot of
can
ours
be
match.
a kid.
A lot
Toys
of our
R
match,
Us.
Jim, because it makes sense.
I love Toys R Us.
I did too.
I love going in.
I love Toys R Us.
But now toys are
love
being
it.
made in China.
Yeah, they're trying to bring it back though. Toys R Us.
Yeah.
So
Get number 2.
But who cares?
Well, Rich does, and we'll get to his in a minute.
I don't care.
I'm so glad to see it on Rich's list because, guys, you know me as a
you're
book
geeks.
guy. Borders books, but it was more than books. Okay, I also had music, everything else. So, but no more. 2011. Bye bye. See you later.
Yep. And what's your number
because they
one?
didn't expand. They never.
Well,
like,
now
Barnes and
Noble still is in existence, and they
adjusted, right?
And it's a business. It's a brand business model that's better than theirs was. That's all.
And number 1, we all went there. I mean, I bet you bought 10 to 12 at a time, rented 10 to 12 at a time.
Yep.
Blockbuster.
Yeah. Now, see, here's a couple things, Jim, before you go on. I agree with that, except there is one Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon.
I know. I saw that. You saw that
one
too.
Blockbuster. So I'm like, technically they're not done, but it's more like a museum kind of thing now. So technically they are
completely
done. No doubt
blown
about
away
it.
when I saw that.
Here's the couple funny parts. Netflix wanted to buy Blockbuster, but Blockbuster said, no, nobody's going to do mail CDs and all that. We're not doing that. So you have that, forward thinking there. And also, I love the fact that Blockbuster was ahead of Borders, Jim, because the movies are better than the books.
And that's why I put it number 1.
I know. Isn't that great? I love it.
I
I'm
just
complimenting
want to open
you.
it up for more harassment on my end about books.
No, I love it because the movies, I was like, yay, because we'd rather watch a movie than read Harry Potter. That's all I'm saying.
Ouch. Ouch. Okay.
It was perfect list. Right here. Borders, books, Kmart. Sam Goody.
Family Christian
stores. I forgot they are gone. And Radio Shack on Radio Shack was great. You'll see. What's other lists do we have up here?
Down. I got to go all the way down because
that's right. Because
all right. So mini ball. One, I
hey,
think.
thank you. Golf Oil. Compact.
That was almost made my list.
She's got 2 out of my 5.
Tower Records, Woolworths, and Howard Johnson.
Yep, they were all amazing.
Napster. Oh my gosh, yeah, remember?
Amazing.
Yeah, Kodak.
Blockbuster, Pontiac.
Toys R Us.
They're all in there. They're all in there. I think Aiken had one. Did you get his up there? Compact. I forgot about Model.
Yeah.
I did too. Oldsmobile.
Another one of those
City.
cards.
Yep. The Oldsmobile bubble. Yep. Circuit City and Blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, there's going to be no real, to be honest with you, surprises on mine. Is there any more, Jim, before I get to mine?
I didn't.
Okay. No, those are good. Those are all great. So here are mine. And it says top 5 companies all in one line that no longer exist. So no surprises here. Number 5, Radio Shack. Established 1921, dead in 2015. And they had a good model. I mean, they had a good, they had a great business. It got to the point where like transistor stuff, like all that stuff was just, now it'd be great to reopen them with old stuff because vintage crap is so much. They could open one big giant store of all that stuff and make a fortune.
Oh yeah.
But they could, because that's all coming back, all that vintage stuff. People like that. So my next one is, again, no surprise, Woolworths. I was surprised to see it on mini balls. I remember as a kid going to Woolworths and they had a little diner in there. And literally for like, this is not 1920s. This is not 30s, 40s, 50s. This is early 70s. You get like $1, you get a burger and their fries. Oh, cook it right up in front of you, sit at the counter. It was phenomenal. I loved Woolworths. Sad when it went away, that's for sure. Big box stores, that's what did it. Tower Records. I'd be surprised to see somebody's in there too. Now we obviously know why Tower Records went away, but again, it's one of those old vintage, like if they just opened one superstore somewhere, everybody would go to it, and they would, you've got a record player, Jim.
I love albums.
You listen to vinyl, right?
Yep.
So that's my number 3. My number 2 was Circuit City. So I had 2 electronics places on there because I really, really love that stuff. And of course, number 1 was Toys R Us. Really, it kind of almost surprises me that model still didn't work after 2017. I think most of these would have died in COVID years anyways. So when they shut down everything, independent on what city you were in, but that's the top 5. That was typical of most everybody's top 5, as you can see. So
another new one. Crane Man. Love my Grand Prix.
Oh, I know. My wife had a Pontiac Grand Prix. So
got a Hannah Banana. Good morning.
And hey, Hannah. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Audrey, you should be studying for your finals.
You don't need to.
Thanks for listening to us.
You go to a college that'll just pass you anyway, so you're good.
Audrey, it's great that you're listening.
Thank you for making time, Audrey.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It says, reading is racist.
Reading is racist.
I agree. It is.
You've got served.
I just got served bacon. Yeah, you got served.
Rick here, GM is still in business.
GM is. That's why I did not put Pontiac. That's when I said I was going to put Pontiac and Oldsmobile. It's only because GM, it was a subsidiary of them, but it makes sense. They are not. But yeah, GM still is in business, and it's reason I didn't put the block. Yeah, I used Netflix mail service. We all did. I mean, it was crazy. MSM.
Yeah,
honorable mention MSM. That is good. Let's see, Crane Man. They still have your phone number from that time you bought batteries.
Yes, they did.
Columbia House Records too. Another good one.
Remember? Oh, Columbia House Records. I was just thinking, every
online.
One of us had to have did that.
Put a penny in the mail and get yourself 10 tapes or records or whatever.
Got tapes out my ass that I got from
who ever thought that was a good business model. I mean, I'm growing up in the 80s. I must have had like, I don't know, 1,000 cassette tapes through that Columbia House crap. So Photomats, another good one. Oh, there's still some more coming in.
Grit Gear.
Got my first banana bike from Woolworths. I know. Yeah. Wow. Everybody know what a banana bike is? It was great. My sister worked there. LOL.
Oh, Montgomery Ward. Good one.
Correct. Forgot about that too. Meanwhile, Ben Franklin. What is Ben Franklin? I mean, I know who Ben Franklin is. What store was that?
Paint or was it something?
No, that's Benjamin Moore. They're still in business.
But that was Benjamin Franklin's name before he changed it to Franklin. It was Benjamin Moore. You didn't know that?
Oh, did he? Yeah,
Learn your history, damn it, Dale.
He invented
internet, killed the toy companies.
I know it did.
And lazy parents.
And lazy parents. You're right.
Hey,
got to run. Bike is in the shop and they're done with that.
Who's not having any time?
Yeah. Have a great week. See you Wednesday. You won't see me because I'll have no time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody knows the story of bananas.
Yeah.
I still have my records. Yep.
I
so
know.
do I.
I mean, it was
do I.
crazy how many of those cassette tapes I got for it. So, a store that had clothes and such. It was called the Five and Dime, just like
Benjamin
Woolworths was
Franklin.
a Five and Dime then. So
Okay.
probably similar. I'm
Awesome.
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was like Goodies. That was another store that used to have.
Folks, if none of you have
clothing.
tried it, I mean, for my birthday one year, my daughter bought me a turntable.
Yeah.
Because I just, I want to start, I have old albums I want to listen to and everything. And so I started buying more and more albums. I won't tell you some of the albums I have because you'll just make fun of me. But I do. Nothing's better than listening to Dokken on an LP.
On an LP.
No,
LPs are great.
I still love it, man. I'll sit here when I'm working and I'll just put on an album. A true album, even though my phone has all the songs in the world.
All the songs you want on it.
I just like that album.
Like
I have some Hall & Oates. Go ahead and make fun of me.
No, it's too late. I mean, it's like
get some Hall & Oates on there.
Quick Air said, Dale, you're not making time Wednesday. I mean, if they get good Wi-Fi on the airplane, because the show starts 45 minutes after my flight takes off from California. So sorry, can't.
Yeah,
make
Rich,
time
we'll
Wednesday.
be together. Top 5. I want to do top 5 next week. By the way, Rich, just we'll
next week
talk.
or Wednesday.
Wednesday, we'll talk more. Thanks, thanks, Kurt.
Jim, I'll bring over.
How about horror movie killers? Top 5 horror movie killers.
Horror movie killers.
Horror
like Jason's, Freddy's, those guys.
Yes. And there's some really weird ones too that you could throw out there.
Well, that's true. There is
Ghostface and all those things. So
horror
top
movie killers.
5 horror movie killers.
Good. Okay. I don't mind missing that.
That's all that matters. Buckeye likes it.
Okay. That's good.
So we're good.
Yeah.
We're
that's
all good.
I'll send my list to you.
Okay.
I'll send it to you.
And like I didn't send any of my list last week.
You didn't last week. Yeah, you didn't. You didn't make time, Jim. You didn't make time. So yes, Rich will be filling in for me on Wednesday while I'm in the friendly skies flying across the nation.
To a Thursday night near you. 2 Guys, 1 Coup on sports.
Thursday night? Really? Really? Thursday night?
Yeah.
Huh. Why don't we do it? Why don't we just do like Sunday at noon or something, like right before the game start, or
perfect.
Yeah, bullshit. You
I'll do it. I'll do it Sunday.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if anybody will listen to us on Sunday, but I'll do it.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. As soon as when we get off the air, Jim's going to be like, "Oh, I didn't know."
Yeah. Way to go, Dale. You already ruined it.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, how many are there?
Yeah, I'm going to go older killers. That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, you can do older killers.
I'll have some old ones in, but there's some new ones that were kind of cool too. You know?
Them birds from the Birds movie. I mean, they were pretty bad.
They were pretty awesome. Well, Jaws. I mean, God.
Yeah,
Jaws was,
he's a pretty bad killer. Let's see. What is he saying? Starting my new podcast about business. Oh, you are? Oh, good. I didn't know that.
I know you were
about it.
I know you were back and forth about it, but awesome.
Yay, good. When does it start? Maybe he'll announce it Wednesday. Huh?
You want Dale and I to be your first guest, Rich?
Sure. Yeah, sure. I don't have time. Folks, thank you again. Please remember to follow, and share us. Follow us on X at 2 Guys 1 Coup. Follow us on Rumble at the Patriots Prayer Network. Please go there, like and share those. Please remember to support Rich and Sharon at greatgearapparel.com and at lockandloadcoffee.com. 2 Guys. Use that coupon code 10% off your order every time. Anytime you order.
You will
every
not
time you order.
Be disappointed at all.
Yeah, let's see. What does this say? You guys keep this up. We'll need another top 5 for Wednesday. I know if we keep talking. Nope, top 5 horror killers. That's what you're doing. It's what you're doing. So, and remember, folks, to go to shopwithamerica.us. Check them out as well. We didn't talk about Good Brew today. We need to talk about Good Brew. Go to them as well. Check them out. Again, a pre-probiotic you can put in your coffee. Your lock and load coffee, by the way. Jim, anything else to add? I'm sorry I won't be here Wednesday. I will miss you, but it'll be a killer show. Thank you, Rich, for sitting in for me.
It won't be the same. It'll be, it'll be Me,
Yeah,
JB with Varsity Rich.
No. You'll get somebody who actually appreciates all you do, Jim, instead of yelling at you like I do.
Eventually, there's only a matter of time before Rich starts giving me a hard time, just like you do. He's just too nice right now.
He's very nice. He's very nice. So once he starts that, we've broken him.
My life is over.
Yep. I won't see you, but I'll make sure to hear the replay. I'll actually listen to the replay.
Yeah.
Because I'll make time for that.
Thank
look
you,
at that
guy.
It'll be great, Jim. We love you. I'm about to folks. Anything else, Jim? You good?
I'm good. I'm tearing up now.
I know.
All the love.
Love you all. Thank you very much for your support. We do appreciate it. And go support Warrior Shield as you have been doing. WarriorShield.org.
Yes, please. Yes.
Have a good show Wednesday, Jim. I'll be back next Monday with you. Until then, folks.
See you Wednesday, Rich.
Yep. Talk to you soon. Bye.